It was a Tuesday evening when she walked back through the door. She entered as if nothing had shifted, as if the last 7 days hadn't completely rewritten the course of our lives. She smiled casually, set her suitcase by the entryway, and tossed out something light like, "Hey babe, I missed you." I just stood frozen, staring at her, because in that moment, I realized she wasn't the same woman anymore. At least, not the woman I thought I knew. But that truth hadn't fully hit me yet. Not until everything started to unravel. Let me rewind for you. Because if you're going to judge what I did next, if you're going to understand why I chose the path I did, you need the whole picture. You need to know what it feels like when trust is shattered so deeply it can never be put back together. My name's Mark. I'm 34. I've never been the jealous type. Never once snooped through her phone. Never tracked her. Never doubted the woman I called my wife for 6 years. We met back in college. Your typical love story. 2 broke kids splitting coffee bills, dreaming about the future. She studied graphic design. I was buried in business school. We'd laugh about how someday she'd design the logo for my company. We built a life together from nothing. A condo we were proud of, a dog we spoiled like a child, laughter that filled the walls we made into a home. So when she told me she was heading on a week-long girls' trip to Cabo, just sunshine and a break from work, I didn't even blink. I kissed her goodbye, wished her fun, even offered to drive her to the airport. She was glowing with excitement. I was happy for her. I thought she deserves this. At first, it looked exactly like what she said it was, a girl's getaway. She sent me beach selfies, pictures of colorful cocktails, captions like "living my best life," and "girls just want to have sun." But then the tone shifted. Texts slowed down. FaceTime calls went from nightly to every other day, then stopped altogether. She claimed the resort's Wi-Fi was awful, that they stayed out late, too tired to call. I bought it. I wanted to. But deep inside, that nagging whisper grew louder, settling like a stone in my gut. Still, I trusted her. I really did. When she came back that Tuesday night, on the surface, everything looked fine. She was sun-kissed, glowing, even handed me a souvenir, a cheap bracelet with Cabo 2025 carved into beads. She hugged me tighter than usual, said she missed me, that the trip was fun but dragged on too long. But then I noticed it. She was quieter, more distant. Her eyes drifted to her phone too often, and sometimes she'd just stare into nothing, like her mind was far away. And then there was how she kept touching her stomach, absent, unthinking, like she didn't even realize she was doing it. Something clicked in my mind. I didn't mention it that night, or the next. I just watched. Waited. She avoided alcohol. Her diet changed. She was moody, tired, nauseous. By the 4th day, I couldn't take it anymore. I pretended to sleep until she got in the shower. Then I checked the bathroom trash. And there it was. A torn wrapper. A pregnancy test. Positive. My chest pounded so hard I thought it might split open. The ground felt like it tilted beneath me. We weren't trying. We had been careful. She was on birth control. We had a plan, kids in 2 years, once we were more secure. So how? I told myself maybe she'd come to me. Maybe she was just figuring it out. But 2 days passed. Nothing. Finally, over a normal dinner, pasta and salad, I asked, "Do you have something you want to tell me?" Her fork froze. She looked up, and I'll never forget her face. It was the look of someone whose mask had cracked wide open. Her lips parted, then pressed shut. Her eyes filled. And then she broke. She confessed. Said she'd made a mistake. The second night in Cabo, she got drunk. One of her friend's co-workers was at a beach club for the weekend. They flirted. Danced. One thing led to another. She insisted it was only one night, just him. She didn't even remember his last name. She said she didn't realize she was pregnant until she got home. That she hadn't planned to keep it. But when she saw the test, she froze. She told me she loved me. That it was a slip-up, not who she really was. That we could still raise the baby together. Like it was nothing. Like she hadn't just detonated the life we built. I couldn't even speak. I walked straight into the bedroom, yanked open her closet, and began packing her things. She trailed behind me, sobbing, repeating my name like it was a lifeline. "Mark, please don't do this. Please. I love you. It was a mistake." I turned, and the words that left my mouth were the coldest I've ever spoken. "You didn't just break my heart. You destroyed the future we built. This wasn't a mistake. It was a choice. And now I'm making mine." I shoved a duffel into her hands. She stood trembling, frozen. And I told her flatly, "You don't live here anymore." That night she left. I didn't cry, didn't scream, didn't even feel anger. What I felt was worse, clarity. A sick, sharp clarity that the woman I thought I knew no longer existed. The next morning, I called a lawyer. Started the process. She begged for another chance, voicemails, long emails, photos of better days. But I had something stronger than memories. I had the truth. And the truth is simple. Accidents can be forgiven, but betrayal, dressed in lies, cannot. It's been 14 months since that night. I moved out, sold the house, took the dog, started traveling, going to the gym, meeting new people, rebuilding. And sometimes late at night, I think about the man I was. The man smiling as he dropped her at the airport, believing love alone was enough. But I've learned, love without honesty isn't love at all. And sometimes the hardest thing you'll ever do is walk away from the person you thought you'd spend forever with. But here's the truth. There's peace waiting on the other side. And there's freedom in choosing yourself every single time.